Okay guys, what we're going to do today is we're going to make a beautiful beef stroganoff. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to cook the beef from fresh, okay? Because what I'm trying to do here, like an underlying thread through my recipes, I'm trying to show you how to use up stuff that you've made before, so you know you're not wasting anything. So what I'm going to do, if you've seen the video of the roast beef that I've done, I'm going to use that roast beef up, okay? And we're going to make another 4 meals out of this roast beef. So we're going to need some ingredients for this stroganoff. So let me take you over here and I'll show you what we're going to need. Okay, so for the beef stock, we're going to just grind our stock cuber into a measuring jug, and we're going to make about 100 ml. In fact, exactly 100 ml of beef stock. So there we are. What we'll do is we'll get 100 ml of water, boiling water now. Measure that out. There we go. 100 ml of water into the stock cube. Get yourself a fork. Mix that up till it's all dissolved. And you can set that aside for later. Yeah, and so with your onion, we're just going to peel the onion, and we're going to dice this finely. I have put a video on this channel to show you how to dice an onion. But what I'm going to do with this one, that video is good, but I'm going to finely dice this onion. Okay, so we're going to do pretty much the same thing. We're going to cut slices into it. Then we're going to cut him through the middle, cut him down the side there as well. Okay, so we've got our onion like that, and then all we need to do then is to slice him up. Right, so there's our onion all diced up nicely, so we can set that aside for later. Okay, so with our beef, what we're going to do, we're going to just take this beef out and we're going to cut it into strips. They haven't got to be uniformed, okay, just good strips of beef there. We'll probably use pretty much most of this, I would have thought. There we are. So we've got a little bit of beef in here now. What we'll do is we'll get all this chopped up into, like I said, don't have to be uniformed, but just strips of beef. Okay. And there's our beef now all sliced up. Okay, so we can set that aside for later. So our mushrooms, like I said, I'm only using plain button mushrooms. What I'm going to do with these, I'm just going to half them. Okay, you can, if you want to slice them, you know, that's probably the normal way to do it. So you can do a few of each if you like. A couple of halves, a couple of slices. There we are. We get pretty much half of them done now. Yeah, there's our mushrooms all halved and sliced. Okay, so we can pop them over there for later on. And with our butter, we're going to want 75 grams of butter. So I'm going to have a guess here, see how close I can get it. 76.9 grams of butter. Pretty good guess. I'll go with that. So we can set that aside now for later. Okay, so our parsley, we're going to need a nice good bunch of parsley. So there we are. Just take a bunch of parsley, get yourself a nice big butcher's knife, and cut that up like so. Yeah, don't have to go too mad, okay? Because we don't want it too fine. There we are, and there's your parsley, and we can set that aside for later as well. Okay, so now we've got all of our ingredients for our mushroom stroganoff all already prepped up. What we're going to do is we're going to start the cooking process. Okay, so we're going to get the heat on a pan on the stove there. We're going to add half of the butter that we prepped earlier. Get that half of butter in there, get that melted. So there we are. We don't want that butter to burn, okay, so we just keep that now on a lowish heat. What we're going to do to this is add our onions. There we are, get our onions into the butter and get them cooking away. Leave them to cook now for about 2 minutes, okay? Not burn, cook. There we are, so they've been cooking for a few minutes and they're just starting to go soft. So at this point what we're going to do is add our mushrooms. Okay, we get our mushrooms there. Remember with the mushrooms, they're going to, when this reduces now, these are going to reduce to half as many as in there. They really do shrink away, okay? So get them all mixed in and get that cooking now. Give that about another 3 or 4 minutes there just to cook. So there we are, our mushrooms have now been cooking in with our onions for about 3 or 4 minutes, okay, and they're just starting to turn colour, they've gone nice and soft. What we're going to do at this stage now, we're going to get this pan nice and hot, and we're going to add our brandy into this, and we're going to flambe it. So what we want to add next to this now is our whole grain mustard, our paprika and our tomato paste. So we are going with about a teaspoon of tomato paste. Good generous teaspoon of tomato paste. 1 good generous teaspoon of mustard. And finally, about half a teaspoon or just over of our smoked paprika. So we'll get that into there now, and we'll get that all mixed in. We're just going to allow that to cook for a little while. So there we are, folks. As you can see, we've got our nice base there for our stroganoff, all cooked in the pan. What we're going to do now, we're going to add our beef stock into this. Okay, we'll just, there we are, we'll pop the beef stock in there. We'll stir that in so we get it all incorporated, and we are just going to allow that now to cook for about 5 minutes. Just let that cook away 5 minutes, and that is going to be over halfway there. So with our stroganoff now at this stage, been cooking for about 2 or 3 minutes. We're just going to add our beef now, okay? So just literally drop the beef into it. Okay, like I said, this has already been cooked, this beef. So we're not doing any cooking of the beef separately. It's been done and it's in a previous video, okay? So we'll get our beef mixed into that. There we are. Get that all nice incorporated into the juice. Okay, so we're going to leave that to cook. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to encourage it now to make some more juice. So what I'm going to cover this with a plate, okay? And we're just going to leave that on a very low heat and let that cook away there for about 5 minutes. So our beef stroganoff has been cooking in here now for a few minutes, about 5 minutes or so. There we are, smells absolutely beautiful. What we're going to do now, we're going to add our cream to this. So you want to add about 200 mils of cream into this mix, okay? So we can get that in. There we are, that's about 200 mil. We'll get that all mixed in, turn the heat up a little bit so this starts to cook, and this is going to turn now into a beautiful, beautiful beef stroganoff. And you'll see the colour changing as you mix it all in. And now just allow that to cook. Okay, there we are then, guys, with our beef stroganoff. Been cooking now for a little while. That is smelling fantastic. So we'll get that into a bowl.